Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Apollonia Cross, and today we are going to be talking about 5 ways to help you save time, money, and stress by pre-planning your life. Now, this might, first and foremost, welcome. Happy Wednesday. I'm kind of like calming down from like the rush of the morning, dropping my son and stuff off at school. But I'm still super excited to be hanging out with you guys and talking about this because pre-planning is more important than just regular planning. Because again, with last week, if you guys hung out with me last week as we talked about planning with intention, we discussed the idea of the difference between planning and tracking, right? And so what happens a lot of times is that a lot of people will plan the day just based off of a day by day basis, which is great and is totally needed so that way you can focus on the most key important activities for the day. However, we do not talk about the beauty of actually pre-planning and taking your very big goals and chunking them down into actionable steps that you can do over a certain amount of time. So that way you can accurately and actually achieve your goal. And pre-planning you can apply to any part of your life, whether it's establishing family routines, consistent habits for yourself, for your kids, financial habits, health habits, or just any type of a habit or any type of a goal. Pre-planning is so important because it gives you an actual accurate idea on when you should be achieving your goal and what this should look like. And it's a great way to give you an exact map of what to do. So I'm going to be diving into this more in detail to share my top 5 ways that you can really save time and money using pre-planning just in your daily life, whether you have personal self-care goals, personal goals, or family goals, business goals, what have you. I just want to share these 5 things that you can definitely do and use pre-planning to help you with. So if this is something you're excited to tune in with me about, let me know in the comments. Let me know where you guys are at in the world. And also, I thought I had a comment come in, but also, let me know, how are you feeling about moving into a whole new season and a whole new quarter? And that was another reason why I really wanted to talk about pre-planning, is because this is the prime time to really go in on looking at how are you doing from those very beginning goals that you originally set at the new year, right? In comparison to where you're at right now. This is the perfect time to do that. Did you actually set up a pre-plan and are you doing really good? Or maybe it's time for you to adjust so that way you can either make sure that you execute those goals and reach them by the end of the year, or you might just need to do some readjustments. But this is the perfect time. So I want to make sure that I did this video, and hopefully it helps you kind of open up your mind on how to really dig deeper into using this very important skill to really help you achieve your goals. All right. So one of the very first things that I want to discuss with you guys on how you can really save a lot of time, money, and stress is number 1, with monthly meal planning. Now you might be like, how the heck do you pre-plan meals in a month? It's actually really a lot more simpler than most people think. It seems like a lot because you're looking at and thinking of the day, right? You're looking at, how do I plan out an entire month of food to eat in an hour or in 30 minutes or however long you choose to allot yourself. It really only takes about 30 minutes to an hour, just depends. But the idea of it can definitely seem very overwhelming, and this is where people fall short of. However, when you really think about it this way, what is the number one thing that keeps you from reaching your weight loss goals? Not eating the right food, right? What is the number one thing your family is going to bug you about multiple times throughout the day? What's for dinner, right? So why wait and allow yourself to get worked up and stressed out about every single night? Oh, what are we going to make for dinner? What are we going to make for dinner? And especially that thought always ends up kicking around about 3 p.m. when you know you got 2 hours to probably figure it out, which is also crazy time because you're in the middle of picking up kids, running errands and drop off for sports. Like, this is not the time to really be thinking about what the heck to feed your kids. That's what causes the drive-through. That's what causes us to swipe through and pay ridiculous amounts of money all the time because we're always just so busy on the go and we don't have time to think things through, right? And sometimes it's okay. Nowhere near am I shaming anybody for it because your girl does it too. I'm just saying, if you applied 30 minutes to sit down or up to an hour to sit and just say, okay, what is my family going to eat this month? You will be able to save you so much time on the daily and the weekly with how much you have to do grocery shopping, because also you can buy, especially when it comes to perishable foods, like your meats and things, you could buy this stuff in bulk and you save a lot more money buying in bulk. And not only that, when it comes to meal planning, you can also actually pre-cook some of these meals and then freeze them. And that saves you even more time. Now, again, with meal planning, pre-planning your meals and prepping them does take a lot of upfront work. Period, point blank. There's no way around it. But the time and headache and stress that it saves you, as well as the money. Oh, no, we don't do that.
Mommy?
You can ask. Okay, yes.
Why don't you just like what?
Okay, I need you to hold. Then that's why I gave you my phone. You get my phone. Oh, y'all see, had to have a moment. But anyways, so I love you too. However, the time and the money and the stress and the headache that it saves us, okay, in the long run is amazing. And so I really, really want to encourage you, if your goal is to really get very more disciplined with where you're investing your money and where you're investing your time, I highly, highly want to encourage you to really consider using pre-planning to pre-plan all of your monthly meals in advance. And especially for my moms who are trying to focus on losing some weight, this is going to help save you too, because again, by you knowing what the family's going to eat for dinner, you can pre-plan and prep your meals as well throughout the day and be able to incorporate and accommodate your personal meals instead of feel like I can't eat what the family eats, right? That's not a healthy emotional relationship that we want to create around food and spending time with the family. That's guilt and shame and disappointment and frustration and deprivation. Like, no, we don't want any of those relationships whenever we're working on trying to improve our self-care and wanting to focus on weight loss. We want this to be as an enjoyable process as it can be. And it doesn't have to be so frustrating. We just have to put in the work and the effort to really engineer some of those negative things that come up and that can trigger those negative emotions, so that way we don't have to, we lessen that. I'm not going to promise and say that those don't come up, but you'll feel a lot less guilty if you understand and know, well, I knew that the birthday party was today and I wanted to have a little bit of cake. So that's why I'm going to intentionally make sure I do not have, I'm going to have lower carbs this day in the morning or whatever, or I'm going to go out with the girls. So yeah, excuse me. Or you're going to say, I'm going to go out with the girls, so I'm going to skip out on having toast or rice or whatever, so that way I can enjoy a margarita or something later, right? Those are the type of things that we want to create whenever we're thinking of creating healthy relationships around and what pre-planning can do for us when it comes to meal planning, okay? Now, the second thing that you can use pre-planning for is, just kind of talked about it, but you're reaching your health and wellness goals. And now, as someone who has a lot of experience from myself with losing weight after children and mapping all of that out, getting prepped for bikini comp and all of those types of things, as well as helping other people learn how to reach their goals, I've recognized one big thing that always kept people falling off. And also, they always ended up being on a yo-yo pattern, and myself included, just keeping it real. It's because there was not enough time invested in truly mapping out and setting realistic goals for yourself. We all have this idea that we want to lose, the big pounds, like 20 pounds, 30 pounds, right? And we set this goal of losing it in 60 days. Yeah, that might be for the stars. Okay, that's for the celebrities who are doing these crash diets and things because they have to for a show or something like that. But they also have the personal trainers, they have the personal chefs, all of those things. Okay, for us real life mamas. Uh-oh, come on. Let me see. Oh, you need help? Yeah, okay, come bring it to me. But for those of us who are real life mamas, we got real life things going on. Kids all the time. We ain't got no glam squad, but we still want to achieve our goals. But a lot of times when we do not sit down and really map this out correctly in alignment with how our lifestyle is right now, because my lifestyle looks completely different than your lifestyle. Okay. So you may not be able to follow my exact self-care routine. However, you can create your own self-care plan and routine that works for you, your family, and your lifestyle, and still achieve your same exact goal. We can have the same goal, but how we achieve it might be a little bit different just because we're different. Our lives are different. Our kids are different. And we have to accommodate that. So the best way that you can do that is to really sit down and say, okay, this is my goal. And these are the obstacles that I have that can come up that are common and blah, 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 blah. And how can I make sure that I achieve my goal despite that? What are some things that I need to work on? And this phase right here is a very, very key phase in my Her Lifestyle Academy that I go through with my coaching clients. Because again, like I said, when this is not in place and you do not have a proper realistic look and glance, an idea and a map of exactly what is going on, and you are aware of what could happen and all of the things, you are going to easily fall off course. Okay, that is not my goal for you. My goal for you and all my clients who work with me, my goals for you is to get you results and also to get you to believe that you can do this. You can create the healthy lifestyle that you want. You can get back in shape if that's what you want. You can work on being more whole and happy and more present despite your busy schedule, despite the kids and all of the things. You can eat nutritious meals and all of the things. You can. You just have to really do the work to identify what it is that you can do. What does this look like for you? And what steps do you need to take in order to make this happen? And so again, this is why, like, in my Her Lifestyle Academy, this is so key, because by diving into this and pre-planning this before we even get into the execution phase of you getting your life back in order, you getting back in shape, you working through your finances, all of the things, before we even get to that phase, we got to sit down and make sure we map this bad boy out. And we have to make sure that we get very intentional and that we learn how to work around the things, and we take everything and bring it all to the table right then and there and create a plan with all of that in mind. So that way, when things come up, it's not if, it's when it comes up, you know how you could dodge that. You're like, okay, I knew that this would happen, but I'm ready for it. I'm not going to let this derail me. I got to make a little bit of adjustment, but it's not going to defeat you. And then you have to start this cycle all over again. We're not doing the yo-yo. We're not going to do that. We're going to work through, map this out, get very clear on what we want, create that plan, and execute it, sis, because we ain't got time for the yo-yo. No. Okay? Now, the third thing that you can save time, money, and stress on is me-cation. Okay, let's talk about this. Take a break, sis. You need a break. But when was the last time you planned a vacation for yourself? This is like one of the things we all want to be able to go on a vacation without the kids, without the husband, without anybody. But we feel so guilty for even wanting that because we feel like we shouldn't want to be away all the time, right? But that's just being a human. You need some time to recharge, right? You work your job, they give you vacation time, okay? We always, especially as moms, we like have this badge of honor, taking on everything and being Wonder Woman. But look, Wonder Woman went in hiding for almost 100 years before, after all of the things she went through with the first video and with her first experience with all she went through. She was like, look, I can't do all of this with y'all. I can't keep taking on the world's problems. I can't keep saving everybody because blah, 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 blah. I need a break. I need to take care of me. She, Wonder Woman herself, 100 years to take a break before she was like, okay, I'm ready to be back in the game. So why can't you take a break? Okay. So plan your break. If you take the time to say, I want to take a break, I want to take a vacation, I want to gonna do this. I don't know where you want to go. Let's pick a place. Where you go? I personally I want to go to San Diego. Told my husband, I was like, I really need, and a lot of these tips and things that I shared, again, these are real life experiences and things that I've done and I do for myself. But I told my husband, I was like, I really want to go. Like, I feel like I need to take a trip at least every quarter because I need a break. And he was like, well, why don't you? That was like so freeing for me because I don't ask for things. I feel very insecure and nervous about doing that a lot of times. And so for me, the first step on that was opening up and talking about that and acknowledging that what I wanted and what I feel like needed is valid. And the same for you. A lot of the times we don't even consider pre-planning it because we automatically shoot our own needs down because the family needs us, the kids needs us, blah, 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 blah. And then that just creates more stress, right? And then you're spending on emotional spending because you're like, I just wanted an outfit. I just want to feel better by myself, right? Like, honey, take a break. It's okay. You don't have to feel all the guilt. You don't have to try to sneak away time. Admit that you need the time. Create the plan. Figure out how much it's going to be. Figure out how much you need to save and figure out how long it's going to take you and then make the plan to execute, right? Like, again, that way you can go freely with your family's blessing to do you, boo. Like, we need that. It is a need. It is not wrong. It is a need, honey. Do you take some time to pre-plan a me-cation for yourself, and then also plan a family vacation? It's up to you. It doesn't matter. But I say me-cation because, again, I'm talking to my moms. Like, I get you. I understand that you may not feel like you can afford to take a break, but you can. Okay, you totally can. Set the plan, create the ideal. Like, what is it going to look like? How can you make this happen? When you start to really see that and actually allow yourself, give yourself permission to see it and visualize it and pre-plan it out, it becomes a lot more real. Okay, and it becomes a lot more achievable. So do this for yourself. Do it unapologetically. Okay, now the next thing. Financial planning, okay? Determine what expenses and savings you need to be a priority to meet your goals. And especially right now, this is, again, the middle of the year. We're ending in June and now we're going into July. I understand it's summer vacation. This is when we're like, all right, have fun, go on a trip, blah, 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 right? Chillax, relax. That's great. Chillax and relax. However, spend some time sitting and really breaking down and looking ahead. So that way, again, that pre-planning of what is to come. We know Christmas is always coming. Thanksgiving is almost coming. Back to school is coming. All of these things, we know all of this stuff is coming, but how often do you actually sit and pre-plan how much all of these different activities and things are going to cost you, right? This is where all of the credit card spending and all of that stuff starts to really, really happen, is because we don't pre-plan and set ourselves up in a way so that we don't have to do that. If we sat down and said, all right, I know back to school is coming up. I got 4 kids on average. I got to spend about, I'm talking about me again, but I got 4 kids on average. These are the kids that My kids, some of my kids need clothes, some of mine don't, some need shoes. Okay, I'm not gonna have to spend about this much per kid on this and that, blah blah blah, and really set that up and think about that now. Well, back to school's in a couple months. Yeah. So if you sit down and say, really think about that now and see how many paychecks or whatever you have. No, you can't show them that after. Okay, let me finish talking. But when you sit down and pre-plan and figure out like exactly how much you need to start saving for that, or say you could pre-plan your finances as far in advance as you want to. I say if you're whatever season you're in, kind of assess like if you don't have the finances for this season, that's your focus. But if you're kind of set and the kids don't need clothes and you're like, all right, cool, just might need a little bit for like to buy some notebooks or whatever. All right, set a little bit money aside for that, but then really start thinking and using this time to pre-plan what you're going to need to buy for next year, because that is going to save you so much in headache and time. And also, like I said, we got the holidays coming up. We got the holiday season, we got Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving, all that stuff adds up. If your goal is to not use your credit cards anymore, or to at least lower how much you put on credit cards around the holidays, this is that time you really need to sit down with your spouse and establish how much you're going to actually set aside for Christmas gifts, for Halloween costumes, for Thanksgiving food, because especially if you're the one hosting, y'all, that grocery bill, especially with all these prices are, man, you need to start saving. Okay. Again, what you do with that is completely up to you and how detailed you want to get. But this is, again, that time for you to really look at your finances and be like, all right, y'all, this is where we're at. These are the things that we know that's coming up that we're going to need to pay for. And it's not even a bad thing because we know we pay for it. It's just what that is. But again, the goal and the intention is to save yourself some time, save yourself some money, and save yourself some stress and headache from having to try to figure this all out last minute. And the more that you can do that, it actually helps you save money. The same with planning a vacation. Everything gets so much more expensive if you wait to the last minute to pay for it. I can't tell you that that's so frustrating. Just a pet peeve of mine is when people want to plan vacations at the last minute. You're literally paying so much more money paying at the absolute last minute than if you grabbed a deal before, or if you spend some time like setting a budget and figuring that and then gave yourself the time to map out and search for the deals. Like anyways, save yourself some money and really adjust and take this time to look at finances, pre-plan any vacations and whatever fun expenses or anything that you want to do. Take this time and sit down and pre-plan that out. And so that way you know exactly how much to save, what to save for, and you can do an envelope system. You can set up bank accounts, however you want to do it. All the detailed stuff is totally up to you. But the idea and the goal, again, is to save you that time, the money, and the stress and the headache, okay? Now, the last thing is forecast your family's schedule and routines for the next 90 days. Okay. And so I want to say that because of the fact, like, especially when it comes to trying to map out when you're going to be able to get time to study or whatever, right? Or vacation, blah, blah, blah. It's very important. You don't have to have everything down to a T, but it is very important for you to have your family on a base routine and schedule and really sit down and forecast, what is this going to look like for us for the next 3 months if I commit to this? Is this something that I can actually commit to doing, right? And by doing that, you don't set yourself up for failure. And a lot of times, a lot of people will try to commit to a weight loss program or commit to schooling, and it absolutely does not work with the family's lifestyle or the schedule, but they push themselves and they stress themselves out, and that's not it can become a toxic environment for your family. However, if you look at what the family schedule and things are, and you look at all the different events that's coming up, and if you sit down with your family like, hey, this is exactly what I'm going to be focusing on, this is what I want to do, and this is what's going on in the next 90 days. What are some things that you guys want to do so that way we can all work through creating this game plan for our family that incorporates all of our individual wants and goals, and that way you can create that healthy rhythm that you need. I'm not saying that it's going to be picture perfect and ideal every single day, but again, just the same like with the yo-yo dieting and things, if you sit down and map this out and you get your family in the planning process, everybody's feelings and wants are validated and also made accounted for. And so everyone, you create this support team and this support system around this. The family is more likely to want to be able to help. And then you can set those routines and things like, all right, family, we know that this is happening between this time and that. And we know that we need a prep day because we've got these many days going on for the next so many weeks. So this is what we're going to commit to and why and blah, blah. Okay, go ahead and go potty. But this is why you can commit to that and everybody be on the same exact page.
So baby and what?
Okay, thank you. All right, but everybody be on the same exact page. And again, like I said, it's not going to be picture perfect, just like my child in the background while I'm doing a live video talking about how she needs to go potty. It's just what it is. However, am I able to stay committed to my personal goals and my family understand it for the most part and respect those boundaries? Yes, I am. And so that is the part that allows you to feel more free. You don't feel so insecure and stressed out about the things that you want to achieve and your goals anymore, because the family understands and knows mom's working on these things and this is what we're working towards and why it's so important. And I know when mom gets this time, I understand we're going to do this time, and everybody feels a lot more solid and secure with what is going on and where their intentions, your intentions are, and they feel that you more are for them versus feel like they are in your way, or they feel like they're not able to be a part of anything. We don't want our children to feel that, nor do we want to feel ourselves that we have to hide ourselves away either. No. So by sitting down and sitting the family down and creating a pre-plan and just kind of a basic general idea of family, this is what some things, these are some goals, this is what we want to achieve. What are some goals you guys want to achieve, and how can we make this work together for the family, and what can we all commit to, right? Everybody comes together and everybody feels more loved and supported, and this helps your children as well know what it's really like to be a part of a team. All right, we don't just have to put our kids in sports so they know what it's like to be a part of a team. We can also create that environment at home ourselves. It's going to take work, it's going to take patience, but I promise you that commitment and dedicating the time that you need to pre-plan this out, the family and you will feel so much lighter. You'll see how much time and energy you're saving, and all the stress, you'll see how much that's actually going down. There will still be a little bit. I'm not going to promise how you'll be completely stress-free, but I promise you it will be down. Yes. And as I'm wrapping up, my daughter would like to show you her YouTube channel that she loves watching. She likes to dance to this. It's actually total sidebar, just in case this is something that you would like to watch with your kids, is Gracie's Corner. We actually really, really love it. It's very similar to CoComelon, but it's more African American and cultural based, which is so cute and very helpful, especially if you are Black, or even if you're mixed, or you just want to expose your kids to more fun and cultural vibe. It's great, but also be able to educate them on their numbers and types of things like that. Like literally, you're going to be way happier dancing to this stuff than dancing to CoComelon and the boring music. Like this, it's fun. No, we showed it to them already.
No, this one.
Oh no, we're going to show that to
No,
them
the
next time.
boat.
No, we're going to show them the boat next time. But yeah. So yeah, you guys, I hope. All right, honey, that's enough. Okay. Yeah, she really, really likes it. And if this is something like you have littles at home and you want to find an alternative, I'll go ahead and post the link to the Gracie's Corner YouTube channel for you guys to check that out, just as something, something small. Totally was not even planned to be a part of the video, but I'm sure you guys might enjoy that. But anyways, I really hope you guys enjoy this video and also found some of these things that I shared with you really, really helpful. And if you did, let me know in the comments below so that way I can see if you guys have any questions and address those. And also let me know if you have any topics that you would like me to cover in regards to helping you guys learn how to manage and improve your self-care around your family and your busy lifestyle. I would love to just get more input from you guys so that way when I'm creating content, I know that I'm creating you guys the content that you guys want to see and keeping you all in mind. All right. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. And I look forward to hanging out with you again tomorrow. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.